Okay, we are turning that. Well, not that. We just discussed football politics, but now this is still on politics.
Yes, indeed.
But remove the football in the politics, but this is the politics now. And that's why we've got Ken Azogwa here with us. He is the Senior Special Advisor Media to the interim national chairman of the Labour Party, Senator Nanadi Usman's led team or faction, yeah, if I could say that. Yeah, because you have who has said, we reject this, we're going to challenge this. So it's not over until it's over.
No, but it is contemptuous of you to toe that line. Remember, you're not a politician. The Federal High Court spoke very clearly the day before yesterday that Senator Nanadi Usman is the chairman of Labour Party. So using that appellation faction, I think you're going the way of Abure.
So because they said they were going to appeal. So well, at the moment you could say that. But if they go to court and say, you know what, we'll get a stay for this, what then happens?
Well, you are preempting a stay that hasn't come. So until the stay comes, then we will know. But there is no stay of execution as it stands today. So there is a judgment in place that has to be executed.
So we're going to say you're the victors in this case, okay? So far, you're the victors in this case. But then
it is not us. It is the Labour Party that is the victor. When you say us,
are you not the Labour
Party? I thought you were referring to
Party?
Nanadi Usman as the victor.
No, I said you are the victor.
Yeah, the party. And the entire Nigerians who love democracy, anyway, including you,
Oh, God, you don't are we this politician can
Did we go to court with you? What, did we even know about your kids? Anyways, this is where we are right now. And this certainly, well, I said 2 days ago was certainly a good day for you, because I can see that you're happy visibly. Exactly. And we also heard Senator Nanadi Usman, urging all party members, because she said there is no victor, no vanquished. And that she's urging all party members to come under this, come together, unite, and let them put forward a very strong front. But clearly, not all persons within your fold are happy about that. Before that time, we had seen the Mr. Julius Abure. I'm very reluctant to use the word faction, even though as a journalist, that's what it's called. That is the easiest thing to use, because I don't know how to describe what we saw when we saw one side, holding some, thank you meeting they said they were holding, and then we saw Mr. Ahmed Dati, who was the vice presidential candidate for the Labour Party in the 2023 elections, going to, be happy with them, so to speak. I didn't know what to make of that. Why do you think that the division, first and foremost, can you tell us, why do you think that Mr. Dati was on that side? Why wasn't he with the side of Senator Nanadi Usman? Because one would have thought that, has there been any divisions between himself and the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 elections that should have seen us? Can you speak to us on that?
Well, I don't know what prompted Dati's attendance to that meeting, but
you saw it as well, right?
Yes, of course. Yes, I can't deny that.
Were you surprised?
Well, yes, I was, because before the election and after the election, when the caretaker committee that brought Nanadi was constituted, Dati was in that meeting that brought up Nanadi. So seeing him on the other side, of course, should elicit surprise. But what I'm trying to say is that I don't know what changed, what prompted his attendance to that meeting. But what thing I can speak to right now is that this court has spoken that Senator Nanadi Usman is the chairman. So, and that is a member of the Labour Party. So anybody who is a member of the Labour Party, as it stands today, it's not a matter of choice. It's a matter of law that the court has spoken that this is the chairman. So I don't think that will happen going forward again. Because when the matter was in court, you could excuse him that there was sort of division, so nobody knew who was authentic chairman. But now that he has been strengthened, I believe that going forward, he should know who the chairman is.
Yeah, I'm just a little curious, though, because you said you were surprised. Were there any calls made afterwards to say, What's going on here? We would have thought that we're all trying to reconcile everybody here. Why are you all on that?
I'm not privy to such calls. I mean, if the call was made, of course, it wouldn't come from me. So I'm not privy to any calls that were made.
What about you? You didn't call any other person personally to say what's going on if you were that surprised?
Generally, I'm a spokesperson.
Yeah,
I'm not I'm not a mediator for the party. But like I said, if such overtures were made, of course, it should come from the highest ranking leadership of the party.
No, but he has other persons, foot soldiers, who also think and support him.
But
so even if you don't have to call him directly, you can glean information. Guy, what's going on?
You see, I have told you something that has happened that should address that thing that happened. There is a decision now. There is a court judgment that has strengthened everybody's position. That court judgment has clearly stated who the chairman is. So, and that he is a member of the Labour Party. And, of course, he's a law-abiding member of the party. So he can't go against what the court has said. So I'm pretty sure that going forward, he has identified who the leader is. Like I said, that could have happened because, now there were uncertainties about leadership. Now those uncertainties are gone.
While we're still dealing with the uncertainties and wait for clarity on what exactly could have caused that, Senator Nenadi Osman, one of the big wigs in the Labour Party, who was in support of her, has now defected. I don't know whether to call it a defection because I certainly know it's not a merger, or whether the Labour Party will eventually merge with the ADC. But we've seen, Mr. Peter Obi, who was a big wig in the Labour Party, defecting to the African Democratic Congress, ADC. And he's now there. He had said he was going to go. People were wondering, when will you go, when will you go? And he's gone now. And we've also seen the faction that was loyal to Senator Nenadi Osman in Rivers State defect or collapse their structure into the African Democratic Congress as well. So
those are indications.
Exactly. People were wondering, you were saying at some point that maybe if this had not gone your way, maybe you would have collapsed that particular structure into the ADC as well. Maybe it was an indicator of that. What do we make of the emergence of the ADC, the defection of Mr. Peter Obi to the ADC, and what the Labour Party intends to do going forward with regards to the emergence and this coalition that they're hoping to build as they look forward to the 2027 elections?
You see, there's something a point I want to make clear here. Labour Party is a going concern that is standing on its own as it stands today. And there is no major talks. There are no alliances. There are no talks on ground today with any political party.
It doesn't mean
we are rebuilding our party. Of course, if that happens tomorrow, I don't have the powers of clairvoyance to know what will happen tomorrow.
But are you sure that it's not going on at the top and you're not aware? Just as you said about that call. That is going on, I'm not aware. This one could be going on.
You see, for the people that are defected in Rivers State, Peter Obi, of course, we can't close our eyes to the fact that he was a colossus within the party. You understand? And his departure left some void within the party. He left to a significant number of
some
people.
Void?
So, yeah.
You mean like a sinkhole?
No. I mean like a vacuum. His departure created he left with a significant number of persons from the party. We can't close our eyes to that. And that was why the party preempted this. Before his departure, he left on the 31st of December. Before his departure, on 17th of December, the party constituted a membership drive where we are aiming to recruit about 10 million members into the party. The National Committee is being chaired by the Deputy Governor of Abia State, and it is going on, this exercise is going on seamlessly well. So we anticipated that his departure would carry on with this kind of things, and like we witnessed in Rivers State. And that was why we preempted that. We decided to constitute that committee to be able to recruit new members into the party. So it's expected that having garnered 6 million votes, having been known widely, of course, while his departure would definitely go with certain persons, who believe in his ideals.
So what do we now? One of the most significant outcomes of that judgment was INEC being ordered to recognize Senator Nenadi Osman and deal with her accordingly. has INEC started doing that? Because I know that there were complaints as to how INEC sent a letter. I think that was last time we came here, sent a letter. You guys didn't receive it. Julius Abure did. And you guys got to a meeting, or you're not even aware of the meeting, or... Yeah, there were circumstances where you even attended a meeting and Julius Abure was also there as well.
You know, before that, you know, when those ones were happening, there was no consequential order to INEC. We haven't gotten this kind of direct order to INEC in the past. So, and I can excuse INEC for having not taken that kind of directive, because there hasn't been any court that ordered them directly to recognize Nenadi Usman. Even when we won in Supreme Court, there was no consequential order made. But this time around, there is an order made to INEC that henceforth Nenadi Usman should be recognized as the chairman of Labour Party, and all communications emanating from the party should be routed through her. It's a direct order. Now, coming to your question whether INEC has started implementing this decision was just given on the 21st of January. That was the day before yesterday. And to be clear, we have not served INEC. That we hope to do that today. But what happened is that INEC is a party to this suit. So ordinarily, they should have taken judicial notice of the existence of this judgment. But we will do the needful by making sure that it is brought before their knowledge formally. And I believe that once this is done, INEC will do it. INEC is a responsible institution that has benefited so much from the judgments of Nigerian courts, from the benevolence of Nigerian courts. He's a friend of the courts. And I know that they will not join Abure in his madness, because I'm already hearing what Abure is writing.
He's saying his madness. You're trying to reconcile him. You're calling him mad?
No, Julius Abure, because why I'm saying is that Julius Abure is in court. INEC released a statement 2 weeks ago that he has taken them to 7 courts. He has pending cases, about 7 cases in court, seeking similar reliefs. That alone is an abuse of court process. And he is a lawyer. He understands the implication. And he has a particular lawyer who is going around Nigerian courts, instituting one action, seeking one relief against INEC. So I understand that. So for INEC to have come out 2 weeks ago to issue that statement, you should understand that INEC is living above board. And I know that they won't throw the judgment of Nigerian courts under the bus.
So what about those who still think, as part of all you've said, that scenario in Rivers State, that they collapsed and joined ADC, is a precursor to the main cause? Meaning, this leadership of Labour Party, eventually, suspicion is that they will join ADC.
Why are you fixated on Rivers State? Are you not seeing the jubilations across Nigeria?
Jubilation notwithstanding, this is politics. Jubilation notwithstanding, it might be a smoke screen. At the end of the day, how do we know? Because if they've collapsed and gone to the ADC, maybe they were thinking, you know what, let's just leave this. We're not sure. If it doesn't go away, let's just collapse.
Rivers State is just one chapter of the Labour Party out of the remaining 36. When I mean 36, I included the FCT.
Yeah, but that is not inconsequential.
Yeah, but you know, let me tell you, I want to pointedly state here for the hearing of Nigerians that Labour Party is not in any major talks with any political party. You understand? So that should be clear enough. So if that happens tomorrow, which I don't envisage, then so be. But as it stands today, we are prepared, we are rebuilding our party to go into the 2027 presidential election as a standalone political party.
But you don't seem to be in the mood for reconciliation with Abure. With your phrasing, the phrasing that we heard from you, it doesn't look as if you are
interested. You shouldn't join the madness of Abure.
No, you see, the moment the judgment was given, I'm happy you read out the speech of the national chairman.
Yes.
She said, my brothers and sisters, I am embracing you. Let's forge ahead. Let's drop all these grievances. And 2 hours after that, someone is saying that I'm going on appeal. And I don't know if you read the statement that he issued. Tongue-lashing the Nigerian judiciary. You know, taking them to cleaners. The judge, you took the judge to cleaners. And this is the same judiciary that you are going on appeal to seek remedy from. So you can understand the irony of the whole situation.
I'm just very quickly. Okay, I understand we have to go on a break very quickly, but when we come back, I want to know what your stance will be with these FCT elections that are coming up, the council elections, because we do know that, I know the Labour Party had raised issue about, is it their name not being included?
Yeah.
And what exactly will now happen ahead of the polls. But when we come back from this break, please stay with us. Ken Eluma Asogwa is still here with us. He is a senior special advisor media to the interim national chairman of the Labour Party, Senator Nenadi Usman, who recently got victory in court and recognized as the leadership, the chairman now of the Labour Party. So very quickly,
Interim National Chairman.
Interim National Chairman. So speak to us about this, the upcoming FCT elections and what FCT Council, I have to be very specific, elections, and what your party intends to do, especially now that you have been given this victory.
Thank you. This question is very important because it will clear the air on where we are in the FCT election. You see, before this judgment, what elicited INEC's press release about 2 weeks ago against Abure was that he led a protest to INEC, protesting the exclusion of his candidates, so to speak, I should use the word candidate, that he submitted to INEC for FCT Council elections. So INEC excluded those candidates, and they anchored their reason on pending matters in courts. Now that this judgment has come, I am pretty sure that INEC is going to upload the names of our candidates, the names of the candidates of the Labour Party submitted by us, because the court has affirmed us as the authentic and valid leadership of the party. So it's a straightforward situation.
So, I mean, clearly, the Labour Party is on the ballot. It was just to determine who the people were voting for.
Well, the issue of who is on the ballot is INEC's decision to take, but we should be on the ballot. I think that should be what I should say. We should be on the ballot because our candidates are with INEC. But when they release the names of the candidates that will go in for the party and their candidate, they excluded Labour Party because the situation was hazy. They didn't know the appropriate leadership to deal with. Now that the court has said this is the leadership to deal with, and our candidates' names are with them, it's a given that they should publish them.
What if they get a stay?
If who gets a stay? You see, I don't want to deal with a hypothetical scenario that hasn't taken place. So that stay hasn't come. So let's deal with what we have now. So I don't want to talk about a stay that in short, as we stand now, Julius Abure hasn't even appealed this judgment. So he shared that I don't want to talk about a statement that someone issued about intent, about intention to do something that he hasn't done. So there's a judgment that we should be dealing with.
Even though you all think about that. Because you politicians, you think about that way more than that. Because we know when they win the election, they start planning for the next 4 years or next 10 years. So you can't tell us now that you don't want to think about that. When your people have already started planning, what will we do if this happens?
We've not finished the execution of our judgments, and we're talking about
that's what you can give the media. But we know that that is going on behind the scene. But because, I mean, FCT, those elections are going to be really important because getting it right at the grassroots is really important. But what's your perspective on this? For those who think, wait a minute, wouldn't there be some sort of confusion as to what should supporters of perhaps Labour Party, because now if P2B is going to ATC, you have people who are a little conflicted. Well, they say, okay, well, maybe I have to go with him and support what he supports. If he supports the candidate of ADC in the council elections, AMAC elections, well, they'll say, well, Labour Party, okay, well, do we call them obedient and Labour Party, sometimes difficult to distinguish between both? They could say, well, we have no choice too. We have to go with the candidates that he is supporting. So when that kind of narrative comes up, what's your response to it?
P2B is not a member of the Labour Party. So I don't know what you're talking about. So he's free to campaign for the candidates of his party.
You know what he's talking about. That the people
he can campaign for the candidates of the party, and we will campaign for the candidates of our party. Okay. So
there are people that supported the Labour Party based on his presence in the Labour Party, and they were very clear in terms of distinguish themselves. They said they were obedient. So you have the obedience, and there were a lot. So there were so many of them.
You see, Labour Party won the last FCT, both senatorial and House of Rep election. You understand? And he wasn't even though the person...
He wasn't what?
No, I said he was won by the Labour Party. It's a party that wins election. I can't close...
What was Labour Party when people...
I can't close... That's why... No, I don't want to. I can't close my eyes to the fact that he brought fortunes, significant fortunes to the party, in a number that we never saw since the party was registered in 2003. But what I'm saying is that he is free to campaign for the candidates of his party. And when the time comes, The party, we will activate our machineries to campaign for our candidate.
The time still hasn't come.
No, INEC hasn't.
The elections are just in February here.
INEC hasn't uploaded the names of our candidates. So when that is done, we will kickstart our campaigns, I'm sure.
Oh dear, your poor candidates. If the time hasn't come to campaign for them, a few weeks, a few days, and you say you're waiting. All right?
All right, so there you go. Ken Asogwa, also a senior special advisor media to the interim national chairman of the Labour Party, Senator Nana-Adi Usman. You're a politician too, aren't you? Whether you're advisor or not.
Well, we play it at the periphery, yeah.
But you still play it. Okay. Thank you all the same.